Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading for 2025. Find a comfy spot, grab a warm drink, and let's see what Spirit has to say. So today we're going to be doing a reading for all of 2025. We will take a look at each month, as well as love, career, personal development, and then also, I haven't done this for any other sign yet. Today I am recording Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. And as I was setting up, Spirit told me also a message from their spirit guides. So what their spirit guides want them to know. So I brought out a messages from your guide deck as well. So you and Aquarius and Pisces will get an extra card. So that's pretty cool. Must be for someone out there. Their guides definitely want to tell them something if if I was told to do that. So let's get right into it. I will put a timestamp in the description box below if you would like to jump ahead to after I'm done shuffling and the messages start. If not, you can stick around while I shuffle and pull all of your cards. So for Capricorn for 2025, please. Okay, so your year looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie, it looks pretty good. All right. Actually, I'm going to save the messages from the spirit guides until the end, when I am pulling your self-care and your affirmation card. So let's dive right into the year here. We start off with January, and you have the animals card. So a few different messages. First of all, if you do have animals, so and this is not going to be a surprise. If you have an older animal and they have not been doing well health-wise for a long time, January they may pass away, which is hard even if you see it coming, right? Secondly, some of you may be getting a new animal in January. Okay, so that's pretty exciting if that is you. Okay, so the main message here for January, aside from those very specific animal messages, is in January, I think that the universe is really going to be asking you to this is very strange, to practice more stoicism. Okay, so I think that maybe some of you have been very emotional in 2024. Some of you have been kind of on like I'm getting like a roller coaster of emotions, okay? Because you have the Four of Cups and you have the King of Cups. And the King of Cups has really mastered his emotions. He doesn't typically on the King of Cups card, typically you would see the king sitting on a throne, but the throne is floating in the water and there's all these waves around him. But he is just like stoic. He has mastered his emotions. He's not freaking out about like, what if I tip over? What if this? What if that? He has really learned how, to pick and choose where he puts his time and energy and emotions, right? So in January here, the universe is really asking you to master your emotions and be more stoic, kind of like an animal would. You know, animals definitely feel emotions, but they're not like humans. They don't dwell on these emotions. They don't let things that happen to them um, snowball into these huge, you know, depression episodes and anxiety episodes. Animals are pretty stoic, right? So that's the main message in January here is the universe is asking you to master your emotions and to be more stoic. Okay? So I think 2024 was an emotional year for a lot of people. I think that there are going to be a lot of things in 2025 that will play on all of our emotions. So I think it's really important for you in January to kind of ground yourself, center yourself, and get ready for the year ahead, because it will be another roller coaster, right? And when we overreact to things emotionally, it just kind of like magnifies the problem. I always say this, it doesn't matter if you worry a little bit, it doesn't matter if you worry a lot. The outcome is still going to be the same. So really all you're doing by worrying a lot, it's just kind of making yourself sick, right? So, you know, maybe some meditation, maybe some, I don't know, some grounding for sure. The King of Cups, his feet are on the ground here, his bare feet. So some grounding, some meditation, you know, and you can always ask too. That's the thing. Like whoever you believe in, God, angels, universe, spirit guides, source, the universe, what doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. But whatever you believe in, you can always ask for strength. You can always ask for patience. You can always ask to be, you know, for the universe or whoever to show you how to alleviate your stress, how to not worry so much, and how to not be so emotional about things. You can always ask for help with those things. And 9 times out of 10, the universe or God or whoever is going to pull through and say, look, they don't change things for you, but they show you. They present opportunities for you to change things for yourself. So they say, look, this is, you know, how you would do this. And here's this opportunity where you can practice it. So, all right, moving on to February, and you have protection. So I think that February is going to be a resting period, not just for you, but for a lot of signs. A lot of people, and I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I think like energetically on a whole, like humanity in general, I think it's going to be a bumpy ride a little bit in 2025. So I think February is going to be kind of a resting period before things kind of take off here energetically, okay? So let's see. You have, the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Wands. So I think February, as it pertains to you, is going to, the universe is going to ask you, like, you know, to take a break from life. And this is not just physically. This is, like spiritually, mentally, emotionally, not so much spiritually, but like mentally, emotionally, physically kind of take a break from life and learn. This is kind of a continuation from January's energy, and learn some techniques, okay? Ways to protect yourself energetically moving into the year, okay? So in February, your guides, the universe, whoever, they want you to work on learning how to protect your energy, okay? Learning how to, okay, this is a very specific message. But I heard that, okay, so some of you out there, there's like an energetic leak in your aura or in your energy field. There's a leak and your energy is like pouring out. That needs to be healed. So if maybe you can do some meditations, where you picture like a bubble around yourself, um, like a full intact bubble, and how, like only things that you allow can come into it and nothing leaves it unless you allow it to. So like a fully intact, like healed bubble of light around yourself. Do some meditations with that. I know that's super specific, but that's what's coming through. And with the Five of Wands, I know that this can be a card of conflict, but I don't feel it being that for you in January. I feel like this is more about learning. So your guides really want you to take some time. I know life is busy. Life is busy for all of us, and I totally do get it. But they really want you to take some time in February to learn some like coping mechanisms, like some meditations. And it's all centered on protecting your energy, okay? So that message is coming through loud and clear. And then also resting. Okay? So you're not going to be doing a lot of, activities, a lot of socializing, a lot of interacting in February. In February, your guides want you to just take it easy, work on your stuff, get yourself right here. So then we're moving on to March, and we have strength. So let's see. Strength. You have Eight of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. So there's a holding on type of energy in March here, where if you've been waiting for something to happen, or you've been watering something, so working on something, trying to make something grow, trying to develop something, trying to bring something from an idea to the physical world here, it's coming. It is going to happen, okay? But in March, your spirit guides are saying, just hold on a little bit longer. You're still in like the winter period. You're still in this pause, but it absolutely is coming with the Ace of Wands. Okay. With the Strength card, they're just saying like, just hold on a little bit longer. Whatever this thing is that you've been working on, or this thing that you've been wanting, or this thing that you've been working on manifesting, it is absolutely on its way. Try to have some patience, and some strength while you're waiting for it, okay? Okay, and then we move on to April, and we have commitment in April. So far in this spread, this is the first quarter of the year is really about you. It's really about you, personally, spiritually, and then as we move into the rest of the year here, I can see how the energy expands into like more what's going on around you. So let's take a look at April here with commitment. Okay. You have the Seven of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So some of you may be getting engaged in April. You may be getting married in April. You may attend a wedding or a bridal shower or something like that. If you are single and looking for love, it may happen in April. And then also if you're in like a newish relationship, April may be the time where it goes from dating to like commitment to each other. Okay. So that is really, it's with the Seven of Pentacles here, he's harvesting these sunflowers that he planted, right? So it's like something is coming to fruition here. Like whatever, I think honestly, that you were told to kind of hold on and wait for here in March, it comes in April. And this doesn't have to be love or a romantic partnership or a wedding or whatever. For everybody, it's going to be different for everybody, but whatever you were told, whatever you were told to hang on and wait for here in March, it's coming through in April. So that's very exciting. So you don't have to wait very long for this thing that you've been waiting for, okay? Okay. May. May you have family. So let's pull some tarot, see if we can get a wider message on that. Yeah, the sun and the world. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, in May, it's good times for you. I think that through the beginning half of the year, the work that you've done on yourself, and the waiting, and then this thing showing up in April, it's like in May, everything is all good, and you have completely come to the end of this cycle of, I just heard self-sabotage, because we can absolutely like energetically keep things away from us that we really do truly want if we are, like constantly worried about them, constantly worried that they're not going to happen, if we deep down don't feel worthy of them, all that stuff. So in May here, it's like you are completing whatever cycle that you've been going through for the last few years here. I got 2 years. That cycle is completing, and it's like just, they're much, much better, more positive energy. Look, you got family and the sun. And the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's happiness, it's joy, it's illumination. And the sun kind of starts, if you're in the northern hemisphere anyways, the sun has, fully basically returned at that point. We have longer days. So a lot more vitamin D will also help with how you feel and what's going on, right? Okay, so moving into June, moving into the summer, you have talent. Ooh, cards are jumping out. Okay, 5 of Swords. And the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is a really cool message. In June, you start to, so not only has this cycle completed for you, where you're not worrying so much, you're not overreacting emotionally so much, you're kind of like letting things flow more. Now that cycle is completed for you in May, in June, it's like you have this chance to showcase everything that you've learned. Now you have this chance to show yourself, like, look, I don't allow this self-sabotage, win at any cost, but really end up the loser. Just, like self-sabotage energy. I don't allow these energies in my life anymore. And this is where you're at, 9 of Pentacles. So just like completely unbothered. You have everything that you need and more. And it's really, June is, I think, going to be an amazing, amazing month for you, where you really just get to showcase like the new you, basically. It's like you get to come out as the new you. You get to reinvent yourself. Like, if the old you would have overreacted to somebody, disagreeing with whatever, or somebody treating you a certain way or whatever, it's like the new you is like, I don't do that anymore, because that's not best for me. Like, you believe what you believe, and you have your opinion about this, and you can think what you want about me or whatever, and you don't let that bother you anymore. I think the summer is honestly going to be really awesome for you. Okay, so moving on to July, we have willpower. Let's see. Okay, King of Pentacles and the Lovers. Wow. Okay, let's see. Okay, so you have willpower, the King of Pentacles, and the Lover. And the Lovers, sorry. Okay. So if some of you are in a relationship, so let's say you did get married or you did get engaged or you did, make a commitment here back in April. I think there are going to be some what is that? Tug of war as far as the relationship goes, and to like kind of who's driving the ship. And I think that this is just a blip, okay? But I think that there are going to be some things that are triggered for you in July that kind of bring up power struggle issues. But I see you and your partner or whoever getting through this, because you are not the same person you were at the beginning of the year. So now you are equipped. Like these people do not look like they're in a bad place at all, right? So this is just a universe giving you a heads up, like, hey, there are going to be some things that come up in July about power and control, and like loss of power and loss of control, and those things are going to be triggered, and you're going to have to work through that in July. But I don't see anything bad happening. Like I don't see a relationship ending or like any big whatever. And two, I don't see you overreacting as if you would in 2024. You're a completely different person here. So I think that that's kind of a continuation of June energy, where you're showcasing like your new self. This is more like to your family and to people in general, and this is like on a more personal level with the people who are like closest to you, like your spouse or your best friend or whatever. So I think this summer is going to be really interesting for you, because it's going to be a summer of you feeling really good, being in a good place, like mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then you getting the universe presenting you all these opportunities where you get to show yourself and the people closest to you how far you've come, how much you've developed, how much you've grown, and the new person that you are. So this is really beautiful. Okay, so moving on to August. You have dreams. Let's see. I can see the rest of the year here gets very spiritual. Okay, Hierophant and Justice. Okay, so August, this is very, very interesting. In August, it's like whatever you were going through karmically before in your life, that's over. It's like now that you've shown in the last few months that you've learned those lessons, you've overcome, those old like survival responses. Once you've kind of shown outwardly how far you've come and how much you have changed, and that you're ready to move on to the next phase of your life, and you've learned those lessons and you're done with that phase of your life, karma is, you're going to see like I think your luck is going to change here, as far as, not that you're unlucky before, but I think you're going to start seeing little signs and synchronicities from the universe that let you know on a more constant basis that like you're headed in the absolute right direction. You're full steam ahead, exactly where you're supposed to be going. And you're that karma has been cleared. And you're completely done with that part of your life, and now you're on to the next part of your life. So that's really, really beautiful. Okay, so moving to September, you have Prosperity. Ooh. What will you be prospering? I know that's not a word. Oh, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, your financial situation will be improving in September. Okay, so again, with the good luck, I think you're going to be continuing the good luck, and you're moving forward here, and it's fast. So this could be like an inheritance. This could be like you win a contest for a vacation. This could be you buy a house. This could be you start a new business and it does really well. There's something here in September where you are very, very prosperous and it moves full steam ahead. It happens very quickly and luck is on your side. The universe is on your side, and that's really just like another way that like the universe, God, your guides, whoever are showing you, you're absolutely on the right path. Okay, so moving on to October, you have passion. Ooh, what will you be passionate about in October? Two of Swords and the Moon. I think you're going to be making a decision in October. You're going to be making a decision about what you really want to do with your life, who you really want to be with, where you really want to be. It's like you can't ignore your calling anymore. You can't ignore your callings anymore, wherever you're being led. So for some of you, that's like, leaving your 9 to 5 and opening up a spiritual business. Or for some of you, that's, leaving a relationship to, pursue healthier relationships. For some of you, that's like moving across the world. Whatever you have been called to do, you're going to be asked to make a decision in October to really, and I don't think you'll be asked to, I don't think it's like do or die time, where it's like the universe is like, if you don't make the first move right now, this is going to pass you by. I think this is more the universe will be like, you really need to decide if you're going to answer this call or if you're going to make moves towards doing this thing. Because if not, we're going to move on to call someone else to do this thing. That is the vibe that I'm really getting here in October. So if you've ever wanted to, be a death doula or take Reiki and start practicing Reiki or do something that like helps people. If you've like had an interest in it and felt a calling to it, for the last however long, the universe is really asking you in October, like, okay, are you going to commit to this thing or should we pass this along to somebody else who will? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like we're all capable of a lot and we get to decide what we do with our lives, right? I heard this really funny, interesting story the other day on a podcast, and it was about Prince and how he had called up his his band members, whoever helps him write music and produce music, and he called them up one night at like 2:00 in the morning, and he was like, "We need to get to the studio right now. I need to record this song because if I don't, Michael Jackson's going to get it." And it was like he knew that if he didn't go and do this thing, that the universe was going to pass it along to somebody who would. So that is really the vibe that I get here in October, that the universe is going to be asking you, okay, do you want to do this thing, or should we pass it to somebody who wants, somebody else who would want to do it? So that's really cool. That's a really cool place to be, because it's like you're able to choose, right? Okay, so moving on to November, you have psychic abilities. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. The Magician and the King of Swords. Wow. Okay, so I think some of you do choose to answer this calling, and then that kind of catapults you in November into this place where you develop whatever abilities coincide with this thing that you've been called to do. Okay, so this doesn't have to be psychic abilities. This could be, like I said, like Reiki or whatever, right? Um, and it really opens up this whole world to you where you realize that you get to create all of your whole life for yourself. You're the magician. You're the magician. You get to decide what you do, what you don't do. Um, and I think that you're really realizing here in November how powerful you truly are and how much like power and choice and cause and effect you have over your own life. It's like if there was any like underlying victim mentality that you had kind of like underneath the surface, maybe you were a victim, in earlier in your life you were a victim of, this or that. If there's, any of that like underlying energy still connected to you, in November you really see that like you're not the victim. You don't need to continue to be the victim in your life. You aren't. And you have the power to, have the relationships that you want, manifest the things that you want, bring in abundantly whatever you want. It's like things take off for you spiritually in November. So that is really, really cool. It's like you see, it's like your third eye is opened here, and you really get to see kind of like the bigger picture and the truth of like how things work and what role you play and what role other people play. So that's really, really amazing. And then we jump to December and you have spirit guide. So this is funny because I got called to bring out this messages from the guides book. So somebody needs to hear a message from their guide. But let's see, December, spirit guide. Okay, you got Queen of Pentacles and Eight of Cups. So I think that this is kind of like a continuation of November's energy here, where there's more spiritual development going on, and it's causing a lot of abundance in your life in ways I think that you couldn't understand at the beginning of the year here. So you're starting to pull in people, places, things, opportunities. It's like a lot of opportunities where you'll start seeing that, like you'll bump into somebody and they just so happen to run a class on, the exact thing that you've wanted to get into for a long time, but maybe there's a long wait list and they're like, you know what, you seem awesome, I'll bump you to the top of the list kind of thing. Like there's some opportunities. I think you're going to be communicating with your spirit guides and they're going to be providing you with opportunities next December that allow you to kind of move forward in your life, and following your purpose and where you've been called here a lot faster than had you not kind of gone through all of this and been able to connect with them as much. So that is honestly your year looks amazing because it's like you're going from someone who like lives, like with a lot of fear energy, and then all the stuff that comes along with that. So like overreacting, being depressed, being anxious, all those things. And it's like you're evolving here this year, which is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy to be at. So good for you, Capricorn. So the next part, we're going to take a look at love, we're going to take a look at career, and we're going to take a look at personal growth for you in 2025. So for love, you have the Peace card. Oh, cards are flying out. Okay. Okay. 7 of Swords and 6 of Cups. Okay. Throughout the whole year of 2025 here, I think that you, when it comes to love, when it comes to romantic relationships, you're going to get to a place of peace. Okay? You're going to get to a place of peace within yourself and within your relationships. And I think that you're going to really see how the role that you played in your romantic relationships, and it's like a lot more energy of looking inward instead of looking outward. Okay. And this really, really, it causes some deep, 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 deep healing here. The 6 of Cups, this is like, childhood, past life, karma, all that good stuff. And it's like this year in love, you have the opportunity to heal all the ways that you were sabotaging yourself, like unknowingly sabotaging yourself. Okay. And I think that you're going to be gaining new skills, new tools, new strategies to choose better partners, or to be a better partner, or to communicate better, and just have better romantic relationships in general. So that's a really, really beautiful energy to have for love in 2025. Career, we have finding, and I think that this goes along perfectly with like this end of the year energy that we had earlier, where it's like you're going to be called. Oh yeah, look, Knight of Pentacles and 4 of Wands. Ooh, I think you're going to be not so much in the first half or even like the first 3/4 of the year. I think things are just going to keep trucking along. But in the later half of the year, I think you're going to be called to switch careers, or you're going to be given a choice or an opportunity to like advance to the next level, or yeah, like add something, or again, like switch, follow your passions. Yeah, look at this guy on the Knight of Pentacles. It's like he has a new goal here. So I think in the later half of the year, you're going to have some kind of new goal, and this is cause for celebration. Okay, this is cause for celebration, and I think that this kind of represents like your spirit team and how happy they are that you are kind of answering this call. And even if you don't end up answering this call, they would still be happy that you just, you're out of the like the limbo phase, like should I, shouldn't I, am I going to, am I not going to, kind of thing. So some changes could be coming for you at near the end of the year in 2025 as far as your career goes. So that's pretty cool. And then finally, personal development, you have Justice. So it just kind of goes back to like this huge like karmic clearing that's happening for you this year. It's like the world, it's like justice, it's like just this moving from one phase of your life to the next phase of your life. Yeah, look at this. Not only do you have justice, but you have the 2 of Wands. It's like the whole world is available to you. The whole world, you can do anything. You can go anywhere. You can be anyone you want to be. You can do anything you want to do. It's all available to you now that you have kind of evolved through this year. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful energy. And look, the Ace of Cups, this is the universe going, okay, here, look, here's all the things that are available to you now that you don't live in fear anymore. Now that you're not controlled by your emotions anymore. Now that you're not, you know, sabotaging your own like life and relationships anymore. Now that you have cleared all this karma, here's all the things that are available to you. So that's a really, honestly, like just a great, great, amazing thing for 2025 for you. Okay, so I'm going to pull the messages from your guides card now. And then we will move on to the last part, which is the self-care and the affirmation card. So what message do you need Capricorn to know for 2025, please? What message do you need Capricorn to know for 2025? Okay, apparently you need to know to never judge another. Oh, and then at the bottom you have everyone has value. Okay. I think this is really talking about like part of your journey here in the beginning part of the year where you are kind of changing from, someone, who is maybe like overly emotional or who just lives like a very fear-based life and doesn't have the skills to, compartmentalize, things that need to be compartmentalized. I think what Spirit is really trying to tell you here is that no one is out to get you. No one is there are very few like malicious people in the world. And just because people do not act the way that you want them to, say the things that you want them to, just because they are not who you want them to be, does not mean that they are a bad person or that they have malicious intent. Okay, and I think what Spirit is really, really asking you to do with both of these cards, never judge another and everyone has value, is to really up your empathy game. Okay, so Spirit is asking you to, when you get into a situation with a person, Spirit wants your first thought to be how the other person feels. What causes another person to act or react the way that they are reacting? And really to think about the things in their life that led them to this point of how they're acting, how they're reacting, how they're feeling, all these things. And then I think what Spirit is saying is that you will start to see the similarities between you and anyone who you may have conflict with in your life. Okay, you're going to start to see that not everything is a personal attack on you. Not everything is because somebody wants to treat you badly or because they're not a good person. There's rarely such thing as like a good person and a bad person, and it doesn't really work like that. We're all just accumulations of all of our life experiences. And what Spirit is asking you, the message that I literally heard them say, like, you need to take out the messages from the guides deck because there is a message here that we need to get through, is just to see, they want you to see how similar we all are and that we are all part of the exact same thing. We're all like fractals of the same thing, source, which is unconditional love. And we're all just like threads in a sweater and having all these different experiences. And so chances are, if you do a deep enough dive into another person and their life and everything that they've been through and experienced, chances are you'll see how you may react similarly if you had all of those things happen to you as well. Okay, so I think that what Spirit is really saying here is that in order for this big transformation that's happening for you in the beginning part of the year to take place, they really, really want you to do a deep dive and work on empathy, having empathy for other people. Okay. Not that you're not an empathetic person. That is not the message that's coming through at all. I can see, like, you wouldn't be called to do something even bigger than yourself later if you were, not a good person. I think that you are a good person. Your heart is in the right place. Again, we're just an accumulation of all the experiences that we've had in our lives, and all the experiences that you've had in your life has brought you to this point of where you are now, where there's a lot of fear-based energy going on around you. But what Spirit is saying is that if you add love and empathy to this, it will heal it. It will heal it and transform you, okay? So I will leave that there. And let's move on to the last part of our reading. So last part of our reading is going to be a self-care card and an affirmation card for you for 2025. So the self-care card is something you can do throughout the year to practice self-care and show yourself a little bit of love, okay? So self-care for Capricorn for 2025. It's funny, I kind of knew that this card was going to come through because of the beginning part of the year here. You have alone time. And I know that this is so much easier said than done, especially in today's world. We have jobs, we have kids, we have spouses, we have friends, we have family, we have, extracurriculars. We have a million things. Plus, you need to like eat healthy and exercise and shave your entire body every day and all. Like, I get it. There are a million and one things to do every single day. Okay. But if you want things to improve, if you want to be aligned with your highest path, if you want to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself, you have to carve out at least small bits of alone time, okay? And this is not alone time where you eat a bunch of junk food and watch reality TV. It's really isn't good for us to be, like, first of all, consuming junk food, and then secondly, consuming junk food for our mind, like reality TV and stuff like that. If that's your guilty pleasure, I'm not saying you have to stop doing it. I'm just saying this is not what this alone time is, okay? This alone time is alone time in meditation. This is taking a bath. This is communicating with your higher self and your spirit guides, and developing your spiritual practices, and taking walks in nature. And this is the alone time that Spirit is asking you to try and incorporate into your very busy life. I know, but if you can incorporate some positive alone time into your life this year, it will be super, super beneficial for you, okay? And then last but not least, certainly not least, we have our affirmation card for the year for you. So affirmation for Capricorn for 2025, please. Affirmation for Capricorn for 2025. It's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. This is absolutely a beautiful affirmation to come through, especially like with your whole entire message here. It is okay to ask for help, and people do want to support you. And just because they are not perfect, or you are not perfect, because none of us are perfect, just because any of that stuff doesn't mean that people cannot love and support you in the ways that they are capable of loving and supporting you. Just like you're capable of loving and supporting people in certain ways, and you're not in others. It's the same with other people, right? So just because you can't get all your needs met from one specific person or one specific group doesn't mean that you can't, like cherry pick where you get your needs met. Okay? So if you need motherly love, go to your mom for that, or to whoever you consider your maternal, figure in your life. Or if you need, friendly, if you feel like you need to be around friends who are not related to you, go seek that out. And you know what I mean? So, or if you want like spiritual advice, go seek that out from somebody who is knowledgeable in that. Okay, so one more time before we go, your affirmation for the year, something you can remind yourself of throughout the year, is it's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. Absolutely beautiful. I have really, really enjoyed doing your reading, Capricorn. I think that it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful year of growth and expansion for you, and just beautiful, beautiful development. So I'm happy for you. Okay, that's what I have for you for 2025. I hope this reading has been insightful. Until next time, remember, you are smart, kind, beautiful, and brave. Bye, my friend.